Hello everybody, and welcome back to Animal Crossing New Leaf. Welcome, Amiibo! So, I'm wearing different pants now. That is because I just did a recording for like 30 minutes. Saved and quit. No audio. So, we're doing a fishing episode, because that's all I can really do. Hey Tia, how's it going? Say teacup again. Lobo pointed out to say teacup. It does not make you seem boring at all. There's Lobo being a jerk again. Actually, let's see if Lobo's in his house. So, for an explanation as for why... Oh no, Lobo's right here. Neat. Also, this it doesn't matter. I'm using this microphone again anyway. So there's my man. Yeah, we do the adventure. But what do you want for Toy Day? Also, Rooney wants a black lamp. Just a bit to go until Toy Day. We want a colorful gift. Okay. Colorful something. Come on, what's the other part of this? I've never been overseas. Oh, really? Truth is, haven't been to too many places either. I'm shocked I went to a country where they spoke another language entirely. So I didn't understand me at all. Seriously, what's up with that? Oh, so Lobo's American. Got it. No, I jest. Hey, at least I get to watch temperatures this time. What's new? What do you want for Toy Day? Time to celebrate. They hung up on the toys. Don't they remember what the day's all about? Tonight Jingle comes to town, and then we get toys. I was trying to take Jingle out of the holiday. Alright. Yeah, they are together a lot. Okay, what else do you want for Toy Day? I want to know what you want for Toy Day. No, I don't think it's kind of different. I think it's kind of lame and dumb. Yeah, Red's got his shop set up. So, Toy Day. I want to know what you want for Toy Day. A toy. Okay, he wants a colorful toy. So that's him done. Rooney done. Now I just need Bella. Does make a lot of sense. Is Bella home? She wasn't before. She's still not home. Darn it, Bella. I was doing river fishing in the last recording, so I'm going to do some ocean fishing. First, I'm going to go put some money away, though, because I have too much money, and I'm going to get a bell bag if I go like this. I was so excited to test rendering, but I can't... Well, I mean, I could have probably, with a lot of effort, made that last recording work, but nothing really majorly important happened. I was going to explain that I didn't. My motherboard came in, so I'm currently using the new CPU, which is why everything was a bit funky and didn't work properly, and why things are going to seem a bit laggy. Because it's got to recache all the shaders, so... But everything looks pretty fine. Temperatures are looking more than fine, so that's pretty nice. But why can't I... That was weird. Ooh. It's loading in Brofina. Apparently that setting reset. Or was it just to do with hardware info? It was just to do with hardware info. Hardware info does not like controllers. Yeah, let's do some ocean fishing. There's Gabby in her cute little detective outfit. Yeah, like, ambient temperature in here is about 20 degrees. I think it's about 22 right now. And my current CPU temperature is 57, 56, 57. So yeah, that's like 35 degrees above ambient. That's not so bad. Especially where I have PBO turned on, so... It's, man, I'm really bad at fishing. Jeez. I know it's because I want to get doing other things. I don't know how long I'll be able to even ramble about stuff today. Because, like, usually I'll ramble about stuff as I'm, like, doing things. But today, like, I don't really have much to do, is the problem. Big fish loaded. And it was snowing as well. It was so nice. Now it's not snowing. But yeah, I do want to repeat something I had said in the previous recording that you guys didn't get to see. I have messed up every single fish. So, there's actually a few things to do with it. One, I want you to guess how long it took me to install the M.2 screw for securing my SSD. For those who don't know what an M.2 screw is, it's basically a little itty-bitty tiny screw that is used to secure your solid-state drive, SSD, in your computer. Absolutely tiny little thing, and I've got pretty big hands. Why don't you guess how long that took? I'll give you a moment to give it a think. Someone with big hands dealing with an itty-bitty little screw. If you guessed 24 minutes, you're bang on. If you guessed 20 or 30 minutes, I'll give it to you. If you guessed less than 20, you have way too much faith in my finger dexterity. Well, I say that. It's more literally, like, I can't handle these screws. They're so small. Like, if you have small fingers, you get into building computers. You're perfect for it. Like, that's the best way I can put it. If you've got small, thin fingers, like, you are, like, perfect for building computers. Which also very much, like, if you're someone watching this and you're like, man, my computer's getting kind of old. Maybe you're on a computer that literally cannot upgrade to Windows 11. It's that old. And you're like, man, all these modern computers are so expensive. Look into building your own. Like, I know that undoubtedly sounds scary. Like, I know it. Trust me, I was worried about building my computer before I built it. But here's the thing. If you can put together a Lego set, you can build a computer. Building a computer is easier than putting together a Lego set. Because Legos can go together in many ways. A computer can go together in one way. The components go in their slot, and only their slot, and only the way they go into their slot. It almost couldn't be easier. The only way it could be easier is if components just came pre-attached to the things they need to be on. You know, if motherboards just came with RAM pre-installed, that'd make it even simpler. And if you've already got, you know, a baseline, like you've already got, say, the computer case. Like if you've already got a computer, you've got the case. That's one problem solved right there. You've got a case. That's a step up on what I had with building this computer. Which means you also probably already have case fans. You might not. Not all old computers had case fans. They didn't really need them. Modern computers kind of do. They get kind of toasty in there. But even then, you really don't need... Like, they're not something you absolutely need. Would be a good way of putting it. But like, just going Canadian dollars. Buying absolutely everything. Case, power supply, RAM, motherboard, CPU, graphics card. About $750 is what you're looking at for a pretty passable modern computer. It is on the AM4 platform, which is AMD's previous generation platform, which isn't ideal. I will agree that is not ideal, but if you are on an extreme budget, there you go, like $750, and you're good. You're golden. You're golden Freddy. Like, it's shockingly affordable to build your own computer, especially where a pre-built with similar specs, and for reference for anyone that's like, what components could he be using for that? An RX 6600 for the graphics card, a Ryzen 5500 for the CPU. For anyone that is immediately going, but that's garbage, keep in mind this is budget. And as far as that price range goes, that is as good as you're going to get for that price point, at least up here in Canada. If you can find a 5600 for the same price, or you don't mind the extra $20, $30, go for the 5600. You don't want Intel. You really can't get something Intel that's as good as the 55 or 5600. Like, you just can't. Not for that price. So, you know. Also, I personally just don't trust Intel, so obviously I'm not going to advise anyone buy anything Intel until they clean up their act. Which is going to probably take them a few generations, so... But that, with 16 gigabytes of DDR4 memory, you want to get 3200 mega transfers. CL16 is good. 3200 CL16 up here in Canada for 2 8GB sticks is like $30, $40. It's not much. It is stupidly cheap, especially when you compare it to AM5, DDR5 memory. It's a lot cheaper. Your motherboard's manual will tell you exactly where the RAM should go, because, if you get one with 4 slots, well, what slots do you put it in? It tells you. It's usually slots 2 and 4, though. You might be questioning why not 1 and 3 or 1 and 2? Beats me. They just want to be complicated. With that kind of a system, you really don't need a beefy power supply. You could probably reuse something from an old home computer. You'd want at least 550 watts. The company Asa makes power supplies that are apparently pretty good. I don't know, I don't have them, but they're apparently a child company of Superflower, which is the company that makes the power supply I'm using, and Superflower themselves are, like, one of the best. First impressions are important. I'm not making them right first impression. Alright. I can see what I can do. You're on Florp. So what about Floop? You gotta Floop the pig. I think it was Floop. I don't remember. Adventure Time was a while ago. I'm pretty sure it was Floop and the pig. Adventure Time was weird. But, yeah, I'm just trying to, like, think through more things of, like, CPU cooler, for the 5500, it comes with one, so you don't even need to buy a CPU cooler. If you wanted to buy, you know, if you wanted to go 5600, the regular 5600, I'm pretty sure comes with a cooler. The X, I'm pretty sure doesn't. So not only with the X do you pay a little more for that letter, but you also don't get a cooler. The regular 5600 is basically the exact same performance. And if you really want to get an extra cooler, like a third-party cooler, you don't need it at all. But if you wanted to, you have so many options. If you want to go really extreme and know you never need to worry about the cooling, especially for a 55 or 5600, get the Thermalright Peerless Assassin 120. Big ass CPU cooler. It will keep your CPU cool. But again, the stock cooler works. That's the thing with AMD stock coolers. They work. There are 2 computers in this house running AMD stock coolers, and they are working flawlessly. Neither of those CPUs comes even remotely close to thermal throttling. You know. When it comes to graphics cards, if you don't want to buy brand new, you just need something good enough, you could go to something like Facebook Marketplace, check around. Used graphics cards aren't really that big of a deal. If you could find a GTX 1080 Ti for like $200, which I have seen them go for that, that will be better than the RX 6600 and will probably last a bit longer as long as you're not doing anything ray traced. I believe the 6600 has an advantage in ray tracing. I could be wrong. I've never looked that much into it. But like if you can find a used, you know, even a used RX 6600, it'll probably be cheaper than a new one. And graphics cards tend to just work. It's pretty rare they break. So that is a case of, I would advise if you are going to buy a used graphics card or any used computer component, and you can just slot it into your computer and make sure it works, when meeting up with whoever you're meeting up with, see if they're okay if you bring your computer along to test before you hand over any money. If they're not okay with you doing that, they're trying to scam you. Like, most people selling computer components are going to be computer enthusiasts. They're going to be like, wow, someone actually knowledgeable enough to test stuff. Cool. And they may even be able to help you if there's something small not working. You know. It's pretty neat. Like, tech bros aren't really all that scary, you know. A lot of them are more than happy to lend small bits of assistance. Tech bros don't like becoming IT. No one likes being IT. Especially when, like, dealing with people who think they understand computers but don't. Like, it's one of those things of, you would not believe the amount of times that, say, an IT professional, or even just someone trying to do IT for somebody else, is going, okay, Have you tried turning it off and back on again? And the person goes, well, yeah, obviously. And they never have. And that's what they needed to do the whole time. So you then spend hours troubleshooting with them, trying to figure out what the problem is when all they need to do is turn it off and back on again. You know, no one likes being IT for that exact reason. Like, nobody ever thinks it could be the easy solution. So, which is where the few times I have had to call IT for various things, I've always been very understanding. Like, especially if they're a little snappy, like, I don't know who they were just dealing with, but it was probably somebody like that. And, you know, I can't blame them. Like, I think I would lose my mind if I had to do IT work. It would not be a fun experience. I say knowing that that is something I could probably do as a remote job. It's IT work. I would just need to, like, find an IT course I could do to get certified, and then could probably do remote IT work. I wouldn't want to do it, but I could probably do it. So, you know. Man, this motherboard is super cool. Like, temperature-wise. Again, ambient is like 22. It's cooled off a little bit. I can feel it's a little cooler. So it's probably closer to 20 now. My motherboard is sitting at a solid 32 degrees. That old one that I had is a Gigabyte board. Yeah, I'm just gonna sell the Heroes pants. I don't need no Heroes pants anymore. I got Santa pants, and I'm probably gonna wear them for the rest of the year. Yeah, my old motherboard would be sitting probably around the same temperature as the CPU right now. It would be around 50. But this is a solid... It's only been as high as 33. But yeah, like, I do want to just try to emphasize that of, like, building your own computer is not difficult. And I know me, like, oh man, this component or that component. A lot of numbers, and a lot of you, it's probably going, like, right over your heads. Don't worry about it. In general, if you go to a YouTube channel like Gamers Nexus or Hardware Unboxed, go to any of their recent benchmarks, you'll probably see the components I'm mentioning. Well, maybe not the 5500, but you'll see the 5600, which is basically a 5500 with a little more performance. Like, that's all it really is. Don't worry too much about it. Like, little bit of research here and there, and you'll be more than good. Or, you know, if any of you, I'm gonna throw this offer out there, if any of you are building a computer, as long as you don't mind me throwing something together under Canadian prices, I can, you know, offer some basic suggestions. It'll probably be the same ones I've said in this video, but it'll be in text form, which will make it easier for you to find them and see for yourself what the price is and all that. There is also the website PC Part Picker, which has basically regional pricing, depending on what version of you go to. PCPartPicker.com is for the US. There's a Canadian version. There's a British version. There's probably one for Euros. There's, you know, there are resources out there, and there you can just go pick your components. It'll show you all of the prices you can buy them at, you know, from cheapest to most expensive. Like, it won't let you mix parts together that won't work together. It's a really nice website. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this one. I do apologize that it was such a weird episode. Again, my audio wasn't set properly, and I didn't notice in the entire half hour, so we got this today. So tomorrow will be a more normal episode once I've worked out all of the kinks of this computer. But yeah, with that, I thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you back here tomorrow for more Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo. See you all then! And in this end card, I'd like to ask if you liked the video, hey, could you hit the like button? And if you're not subscribed, could you maybe subscribe? That'd help me out a lot. Thanks a bunch.